Hey everybody, it's Chris Chudikoff at True Point Lending. I am so passionate about first-time home buyers, and I'm so sick of the internet giving people the wrong information. It's crazy to me that after all this time, people still believe what's on the internet, and it's just baffling to me. You do not need 20% down to buy a home. PMI is a great thing, and that's really what I want to talk to you about today. I want to encourage people to at least understand what they can try and do if they want to buy a home. I'm nothing against Dave Ramsey. He's got these great kind of goals and these great perspectives. I don't agree with everything he says. No one got in trouble for being debt-free, but I do believe he misses some opportunities for people, especially for first-time home buyers. When coming up with a down payment, it could be really hard. Let me just tell you why I love PMI. If you don't know what it is, PMI stands for Private Mortgage Insurance. Anytime you have less than 20% down and you're trying to buy a home, typically the lender's going to make you get private mortgage insurance. That insurance is a cost to you and a benefit to them. They only require it with less than 20% down because they want to buy an insurance policy, because if people put down less than 20%, they have a little bit higher propensity to maybe default on that loan. So the banks are just basically saying, hey, if you don't have 20% down, we'll still give you a loan, but we want a little bit of insurance around it. But let me tell you why I love PMI, because some people won't buy a home if they don't have 20% down. And I couldn't disagree with them more. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're trying to buy a home for $900,000 and you've got 20% down. Great. 6.5% mortgage on a hypothetical 30-year fixed. Mortgage payment, $4,550. No PMI because you're putting down 20%. You need about $180,000 to buy that home. Now, unless you won the lottery or you got a really nice relative, that might be hard to save, especially for a first-time home buyer. Let me tell you why I love PMI. You're going to buy that same $900,000 home, but you're only going to come up with 10% down payment, which means you're going to borrow $810,000. Same interest rate on a 30-year fix, 6.5%. Your mortgage payment is $5,119, and you're going to have about $135 a month private mortgage insurance premium on top of that. Let's compare them. Your mortgage payment with 20% down, $4,550, but you need $180,000. This total payment with 10% down is going to cost you $569 more a month. Hang on there with me for just a second. You're going to pay $569 more a month, but here's the biggest difference. You can buy this home with $90,000 instead of $180,000. Yes, your payment's going to be a little bit higher, but do you know how long it would take to save an extra $90,000 to come up with 20% down? And here's the best news, by the way. If you average a 3% home appreciation, it's a fair average over the last 45 years, in 5 years, you would have made $135,000 in equity. You may not even be able to save $90,000 for 5 years to put up 20%. Let me try and bring this full circle. If you want to buy a home and you only have $90,000, you can do it. Payments can be a little bit higher, but your appreciation is going to cover that and then some over 5 years. One final thing about PMI, and you know there's a recurring theme with my videos. Don't believe the internet. PMI will not automatically fall off in 2 years. The lender will not remove your PMI in 2 years. The lender's under no obligation to remove your PMI in 2 years. Here's the facts. Typically, with 10% down, the PMI is going to automatically fall off in about a 7 to 8 year schedule. That's one way that it'll automatically fall off. That's a guarantee. Your PMI can also fall off. Maybe you refinance. Maybe the home appreciated in value, and now at a time to refinance if rates drop, now you've got 20% equity in the home, your refinance, you won't have to have the PMI anymore. Finally, if you make a large principal reduction, the lender will consider it. It's not mandatory. They're not guaranteeing anything, but there are some ways for the PMI to go away. But don't believe the internet, because most of the information is wrong. If you want to find out what it looks like to buy a home and you don't have 20% down, reach out to me anytime. Let's just do the math. Let's just show you what it looks like, and I'll see if I can help you achieve homeownership. Thanks. Talk to you soon.